Okay.
How that
It'll
goes.
go, I believe, under your documents. Okay.
Okay. All right. So welcome to the Lone Star Dowsing group. I'm Mary Wilson. I am your new program director, and we have Emily Sloan. Wave, Emily. Emily is our communications director. She does the newsletter and the website, and she handles our Facebook. So brava to Emily. And Catherine is still involved. She's more in an advisory capacity, and she had something she had to take care of tonight. And I think you got the rundown of everybody else. That you have other familiar faces. So let's see. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Juan Carlos Verastegui. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Now, he's a certified healing solutions master practitioner and a certified quantum techniques practitioner. He has his Bachelor of Science degree in industrial engineering from Peru and an MBA from the Darden Graduate School of Business at University of Virginia. He also has studied BodyTalk and Somatics and Somatic coaching. And after 15 years in the corporate world, he has transitioned into being an energy healing practitioner because he really wanted to overcome his chronic autoimmune condition. So he's an amazing guy. He does dowsing, but he also has kind of a really accelerated technique for really muscle testing, which is another form of dowsing. And I'm just gonna, without further ado, I'm gonna turn it over to you, Juan Carlos. Welcome. Oh, and he comes from Dallas. So anyway, what else? What else? All right, welcome. Help me welcome Juan Carlos.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be with you guys. I was supposed to be with you back in February. Didn't happen. Then we moved to March, and then all this came in, so we decided to move it for April. But I'm so happy. I'm sad I cannot see you in person, but this will demonstrate how energy is so powerful that the distance is not going to matter for any of us as we work and as we connect today. Yes, I am ex-corporate executive turned into energy healer, and I am enjoying it so much. I discovered my passion in life, which is to help others heal, and to work with magic, basically, because this is a magical world. This is a magical world where we are, where we discover and remember our true divine source and our connection to God. So yeah, thank you for welcoming me, and I'm open to any questions. We're gonna talk a little bit about muscle testing, about subtle differences between that and dowsing, tips and tricks to muscle test or douse with more accuracy because it works the same way under the same principles. Then we're gonna be talking about, I'm gonna take you through a presentation. This is one of the most powerful presentations I have done to explain how is it that we are working on putting an end to chronic conditions. Okay, anyone who's experiencing or knows someone who's experiencing Lyme disease, lupus, psoriasis, arthritis, ankylosing spondylitis, fibromyalgia, anything that is non-healing, my intention is to change the game. My intention is not to maintain you in a healthy state through energy, because there are ways through energy to help you thrive within your chronic condition. My intention is to put an end to it from a good place, to achieve that state where you are 100% grateful for that amazing experience that brought you to a new state, but you're over it. And that's my intent with what I do, right? And then we're gonna do some quantum energy group healing, which is, we're gonna do some magic there too. So that's basically what we're gonna do, those three things.
Okay, excellent. I just also want to say, I guess for the record, if you're on the Zoom call, you're agreeing, you're aware that we are recording this and it will be available to dowsers in the future. So if you don't want anyone to see your face, then don't have your camera on. So anyway, disclaimer for you there. Okay, so so you were able to heal yourself.
Yes, with the help of a practitioner. But man, he was so expensive. He was so good, but he was so expensive too that I said I need to do at least half the job he's doing, which because half the job he was doing was just clearing toxins from my body. That's very simple, you know. So if I learn to do that, I'll just keep him for the most daunting tasks, to call it that way. And as I learned muscle testing to clear myself from toxins and get myself online with my energy treatments, then I realized I developed the skills. So I decided to learn more, to take more of the job that he was doing on me, save some money. That was my original intention. And then I ended up liking this, you know. I started studying, self-studying, and I did this for about a year, almost 2 years as I was healing. And then I remember I was really worried because I was in this corporate presentation where a media agency was presenting us our new plans to sell tortilla chips. I used to work for Frito-Lay, for Mission Foods, just so you know, guys, in marketing. And I was thinking about some stem cell activation scans that I was gonna do in my liver. I was just like daydreaming while I was looking at that presentation. And I was worried. I was saying, they're gonna fire me. Like I have to come back to be focused on my job. So I remember I called Tom, who is my energy healer. He's a great muscle tester, and he can ask a lot of things for me. I say, is there something, am I getting too obsessed by healing myself that I'm gonna lose my job? You need to clear something. And he told me there's nothing to clear. You're just bored with that, you know? You've just discovered something way bigger, and now like selling tortilla chips just doesn't dig you, you know? So that's how things turn into me being here. So yes.
Great. So
and so you know, I'm gonna talk more about the key important points in my healing journey during the presentation, because it's based on my experience and based on the experience I have with clients. So there's a lot of that as I walk you through the presentation, you know.
Well, let's get started.
Right. Oh, but first, I think we talk about just going through some tips and tricks that we learn in muscle testing that can be useful for dowsing too. So I wanted to share a few things about that, okay? So as you know, guys, first of all, well, you're welcome to agree with me in my beliefs. I'm just gonna speak my mind out, okay? If not, that's fine too. I don't get attached by that, okay? But what I wanted to share with you is a little bit of what I learned. Where are we receiving our information from when we muscle test or when we douse, okay? Just so you know, at the beginning, I wasn't getting anywhere with muscle testing. My shoulder was hurting. So I decided to douse for a while. I was dowsing like for a month or so because the answers were really easier and more straightforward, right? But one day I decided to keep going until I got the trick on muscle testing, and then I stopped dowsing because for me, it was more convenient for the type of work that I was doing, right? And in this work, just so you know, the way I muscle test, there's different ways. The most common one is the O-ring, where you're trying to open your O-ring with the other hand. If it's strong, you say yes. If you say something that is not true, the O-ring will break. That didn't work for me. The one that I was telling Mary that worked for me very well is one, I call it the hitchhiking technique. I say my name is Juan Carlos, and I can twist it all the way here. That's how I started, just so you know. It was my original technique. And then when I say my name is, I don't know, Sarah, and then my finger wouldn't be able to go all the way here. Right now I'm trying to push it and I can't. My name is Juan Carlos, right? My name is Sarah. It just doesn't go all the way there. And then I stuck with it, and that was the best technique for me. It's evolved. Now what I do is I I just twist my hand here. Instead of doing this whole thing, I just twist my hand against my left hand knuckle. If it fully twists, it's a yes. If I feel a resistance, it's a no. It's more convenient for the type of work that I do. Just so you know, because my hand is resting somewhere, and I do a lot of that. This is what I do for a living, basically. Few things about muscle testing. Who do we get the information from? The information, we get it from our higher selves. And our higher selves have a direct connection with God and the universal consciousness, which has a lot of information. I would say it has all the information, let's call it that way. It has all of it. And there are things that we have permission to test for. There are things that we don't. If I say, do I have permission to test the exact day when I'm gonna die? I can get there. You know, I don't have that permission, right? But there's a few things that I have permission for, like what's the age of Donald Trump and things like that. There's like information of public domain that I have permission to test for, right? So, but the information, as opposed to some health practitioners where they believe it's just the subconscious mind telling you what's going inside your body, it's beyond that. It's your higher self connecting with that universal resource of information directly, and that's how we get the information. The way muscle testing works is that it uses our own intuition and our own internal energy center. There's an energy center that is 2 inches above our belly spot that contracts. When we feel something is not true, or there's something that we don't feel that's the way it is, that's why women are very much more intuitive than men, because they have that muscle, more sensitive. And intuitive people like shamans, they don't muscle test. They've developed that muscle through the years. So they just have to say, I don't think so, or yeah, that's good.
Is that called the Dantian?
I don't know the name, I'm sorry, but probably.
I guess people talk about literally trusting your gut.
Yeah, that's it. And that energy center contracts or just releases with calmness based on what you are asking yourself, right? And that is why these shamans for years have trained themselves just to use that muscle, right? In a way that is so fine-tuned that there's no need to muscle testing or dowsing for those purposes to get a yes or a no. It just develops. Now, that contraction also has a ripple effect in our muscles and in the vibration of our muscles too, right? And that ripple effect is that there's also a overall muscle contraction in my body when that energy center is contracting or it's releasing. And that is why I can say my name is Juan Carlos, that's fully released. When I say my name is Mary, there is already a contraction in my muscle. In that energy center, there's a contraction, and that is the contraction that is also pulling my muscle back, not letting me twist completely. And the same goes for dowsing. When you're dowsing, the vibration of your arm is gonna vibrate differently based on that energy center contraction for a true or for a false. That's one thing. And the other thing I'm sure you know, it's the advances in muscle testing that now they can be done remotely. And not only that, technically I can muscle test aliens. If I get a communication, I can say, hey, can I muscle test you? I can do that technically, right? So I can go galaxies if I want to muscle test. There is no time or space, because we can also muscle test and time travel, right? I can say when I was 14, right? And I go back to that place and I can muscle test what I saw was truly that. No. So I can time travel and I can space travel through this energetic communication, right? So it's not ruled by Newtonian laws. It's ruled by quantum physics.
I love the idea of being able to go back at different ages and ask questions. Yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah, and if you don't even know the age, you just go back to the moment. Go back to that day where you are in the experience, you put yourself there, and you can muscle test what was going on everywhere. You know, what was the intent here? Did I really have a bacterial infection that day? No, you didn't. You just had irritable bowel. You can get up to that point. You can time travel with muscle testing. Okay.
And so that's gathering information. So then that gives you what you need to
totally
clearing or
Totally.
whatever. Yeah.
Yes. So what are the things that block you for accurate muscle testing or accurate dowsing? There's a concept called the meridians, and when our meridians, when our whole circuitry, because we are an electromagnetic circuitry that is meant to run clockwise. Some of us are running counterclockwise because our body has just shifted its energetic field due to some toxins, more probably. Sometimes very strong emotions can get you there, but it's a process where the body is not in healing state, and that is called a massive reversal. That's how we call it, right? A massive or a global reversal. A global reversal, and you can test with your with your dowsing or with your pendulum, or I do it with my hand. Oh, the statements I use, instead of saying give me a yes or give me a no, we have found out, at least in our practice for years, that one of the most accurate statements where you know what your true self is saying I want to be healthy. Your true self always wants to be healthy. There's no question about that. There's no ambiguity in that. So when I say I want to be healthy, this should test strong. And when I say I want to be sick, this should test weak. We found out that that works better and more accurately than just saying give me a yes or give me a no, okay? So when I say I want to be healthy, if it tests weak, that means there's something going on with my energy field. And when I say I want to be sick, if it tests strong, either or, there's potentially also a massive reversal in my energy field. It might mean you're eating gluten and you're toxic to gluten, or you're just, you have mold in your house. There's a lot of reasons why that contraction in the muscle is not gonna work accurately, right? So first, that's the very first thing that we do. We always say, I want to be healthy, cool. I want to be sick, that means I'm not reversed, I can keep going. But I always check on that before I start any type of testing, right? If the results are different, then I have to adjust myself. And there's a trick for unreversing you temporarily. You put your 5 fingers of any of the hands that you are not using for muscle testing or for dowsing, your 5 fingers, as if you were picking a grain of rice, and you put it right there in that muscle, 2 inches above your belly spot. By doing that, you are temporarily, even if you are in a moldy house, by holding that spot, you're gonna find out that whenever you say, I want to be healthy, I want to be sick, the results are gonna go back to where they are supposed to be. And that really makes the trick in 90% of the times, you know?
How long are you holding your fingers there?
All the time. If you are reversed, you have to hold it all the time until you unreverse yourself. You have to figure out what's going on with your body, right? Which we have ways to clear that too permanently, right? You have to find out what is reversing you, all the ingestants, contactants, inhalants. Once you find them out, there's some codes to clear them, or there's some energy techniques to clear that from your body, right? Most people with chronic conditions like Lyme disease, fibromyalgia, most of them are in chronic massive reversal. Some people are just in temporary reversals because they are in a house, a moldy house, or they're wearing a shampoo that is too strong, but whenever they wash their heads out of the shampoo, they'll go back to normal. But some people with chronic conditions are just massively reversal, and their body cannot detox a lot of things that the body is meant to detox on its own, right? That's number 1, check for reversal, okay? Number 2, what I'm gonna say this, I test if I'm not reversed, or if I already put myself back into normal, I check I am 100% free of any blocks to accurate testing. It should test clear. A lot of time.
Juan Carlos, I'm gonna stop you for a second. So we had someone asking for me to test that. So I was trying it with my pendulum, you know, that my true self wants to be healthy, and I got what my thing is a no, you know, so then I thought, oh, maybe I'm reversed.
Let me test you for Mary.
Okay.
Am I reversed? Yes, you are reversed. So if I test, I want to be healthy, you're right, it's a no. So you have a reversal.
Yeah.
Is this temporary? Yes. If I just check you, all ingestants, clear, all contactants, clear, all inhalants. You're an inhalant pill right now. All injectants, you're clear. Is it man-made? Yeah, it might be either you have some perfume in your house or some personal care item that is reversing you right now, you know? that could reverse your meridians, and that could get you out of the right results.
Okay, so right now you are, they can't really see what you're doing. So you're doing your hands. You're doing your,
Yeah, so I'm doing this, testing for Mary.
uh-huh.
Against her massive reversals, all ingestants I want to be healthy, so you're clear on foods. All contactants I want to be healthy, clear. All inhalants, my hand is not rotating enough, so I know there's inhalants in your body. All injectants is clear. When I test, all my main inhalants is weak, all biological inhalants is clear. How many? More than 0, 1, 2. You have 2 man-made inhalants that are reversing you temporarily. Right? You're breathing something. It could be your own perfume, it could be your shampoo, or it could be that there's some plugins in your house. The plugins are really bad. Oh, Tide, just so you know, Tide reverses 80% of the people that I've tested. You have to have a very
urgent.
Yeah, in
because
your
it does have that really specific smell.
yes. You have to have a very strong immune system for Tide not to reverse you, just so you know. Okay.
Okay.
Just give me a second. I wanna close Facebook because I'm getting some sounds. All right. So yeah, that's for you to test. But what you can do now that you know that it says weak,
Mm-hmm.
you put your 5 fingers here,
Mm-hmm.
and now ask again to your pendulum. I want to be healthy.
Yeah, I was doing that as you're saying. I'm putting my 5 fingers above my belly, and then I, use my pendulum. Do I want to be healthy? And I get my yes. So
exactly right. So that's a trick. That's a trick for you to get the right answer.
So the fingers above the navel is kind of like it addresses a reversal. So
Yes.
It's either temporary or it could be permanent depending on what's going on.
Correct. Okay. But this while you hold your hand there, it's gonna reverse you as you test. Okay. Once you take your hand out, you have 5 seconds until you reverse again, just so you know.
So does it matter which hand you use?
No, just use the hand that you need to use, so you can use your pendulum or muscle test.
Okay. Right?
The other one is, I am 100% free of any blocks to accurate testing. That should test clear.
Accurate. I'm 100% free to any blocks to accurate testing.
To accurate testing. If you get a no, then there's a few things that I'm gonna walk you through, the most common things, okay? All right? What are the most common things to be blocked for accurate testing? One is the reversal itself, but if you're holding your belly spot and you have blocks, it's not the reversal itself, it's something else, okay? Typically, it's something non-physical, okay? Most common, a belief that you don't deserve to know the truth, okay? Mm-hmm. If you have a belief, and I'm gonna test for the participants right now, 100% of the participants believe they deserve to know the truth. I get a no, more than 0, more than 1. One of you don't, okay? So you wanna clear that, and I'm gonna teach you right now, you can do that. Just say, I wanna clear that false belief. What I do is I touch cerebellum with 1 finger here,
so
and then I
turn all the way around and let's see where you're touching.
Cerebellum here.
Okay, so kind of where the head meets the neck.
In the soft spot, yes.
Yeah.
Touch there, and then tap 5 times above your ears, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and say, I want to clear this belief that I don't deserve to know the truth, right?
Clear this belief that I don't deserve to know the truth.
Yeah, sometimes there's deep programming that only God should know the truth and not us, and we want to clear that. Sometimes it won't work. Let me tell you guys, when Tom was doing this for me, he tapped it out and it just wouldn't go away because there was a lot of resistance. Sometimes you need to know what happened, or like, where did you get this programming from, and so on and so forth. But most of the times works. Like 80% of the time this works, okay? Okay. Another belief that is very common, very usual, is God is not safe when I connect with him. It's like God is fine there. Yeah, he's my dad, he's there. But when I'm in the same room with him, yeah, I don't think that's safe for me. I'm not proud about what I'm doing, you know? So when you are dowsing or muscle testing, in a way, you know internally that you are in direct dialogue. You are there, like, God is everywhere, but let's call it like you are there talking, like straight in the same room, right? So if you have a belief that God is not safe, when I connect with him, you also want to clear that, touch cerebellum, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can say, I clear that belief. And that's going to help you clear blocks to accurate testing too.
All right, so let's see. So I could test God is not safe when I connect you. If you guys in the audience want to do your own testing just to sort of see. So I guess if we're dowsing, we could get our yes or no. If we're polarities are not reversed. So then we put our, we touch the cerebellum, right? The neck and the head meeting. And then I'm tapping above my ears a few times.
5 times. And,
5
and
times,
you,
okay.
and you say, I want to clear this belief. And that will take care of it.
I want to clear this belief. So
Right.
I don't need to say it again, that God is not safe when I connect with him. I clear the belief. That's all I have to say.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So that's one. I'm going to keep going. You can also ask that sometimes there is a vow or a contract that we made in a trauma field or something where we felt that God punished us. Sometimes when something bad has happened to us, a few times we go with a misunderstanding that we were punished. So we sometimes have vows or contracts to maintain separation from God at all costs. I had a bunch of them. If you have some of them, that's also going to prevent you to douse or muscle test accurately. So you can also say, I want to clear any vows or contracts. I'm going to put a filter for any of you so you don't detox too much. For all of you, I'm going to put an automatic filter. Okay. And you can touch here and say, I want to clear any vows or contracts to maintain separation from God at all costs. And that also helps clear some blockages that are very common. Okay.
You would say it at all costs, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, because I know most dowsers know about vows and contracts, right? And that we can kind of get locked in situations or patterns repeat because of some of that. A lot of might be conscious and a lot will be unconscious. But yeah, the contracts about maintaining a separation from God at all costs. That's pretty fascinating. Same technique to clear it. Okay.
Right. So then I'm going to talk about curtains. Curtains, like your window curtains. I have blinds, but imagine they're curtains, right? Are like blankets or curtains that your ego sometimes puts there so that you don't have full visibility of the truth. And in my practice, I manage a list of 5 pages full of curtains, right? So I make sure I get there, but I'm going to tell you what are the most typical that you can clear right now. And you can do that every time you're about to douse or to muscle test. You can clear, the way I clear curtains is I touch cell memory, which is with my fingers in the perfume points, okay? Cell memory. Then I swipe my hands above my 2 sides of the head. This is how you clear curtains. Cell memory, clear. And then you mention what curtains you want to clear, and then you tap 5 times. So it's here, and then you tap 5 times. So the first curtain that I typically clear every time I'm going to muscle test is my intentions. Any of my intentions as a curtain. My beliefs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My desires, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 of the ones that are my weak spot, just so you know, I always clear that and it helps me test better. But each of you might have a different blind spot. Mine are perfection, okay? And I can't fail. Those 2, every time.
Can't fail?
Yeah, it's called like fail safe. The curtain is called fail safe. You know? So those are the ones that every time I'm gonna start the session, I wanna clear something, I say, all intentions, beliefs, vows, contracts, fail-safe, and perfection. And I start my testing. This one is not permanent. You might want to do them each time you're about to douse, especially for something important. If you don't really care about what you're dousing, you don't need to clear this curtain.
Okay, so this feels really important. So if you'll just go a little more slowly, so we can all kind of just absorb it again. So say your blanket statement for the curtains.
I'm going to clear any intentions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Any intentions?
Any beliefs.
Any beliefs.
Any desires.
Any desires.
Perfection.
Perfection.
And I cannot fail.
And I cannot fail.
I clear that as a curtain. That's
here, and then
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You clear that, and those curtains have been lifted. So now
you don't need to do anything to the back of the.
You don't.
Okay.
You don't.
Underneath, over the head, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. By the first, you do it the first time one by one. By the second time, you can just say beliefs, intentions, desires, perfection, feel safe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can throw all the curtains at once and just clear them one time here, and then go and douse. That's going to help your dowsing again, especially if it's something where you believe or where you feel your emotions might send you somewhere else, where you are a little bit invested. This helps. It doesn't need to be done every time.
So clear yourself before you work with a client or do dowsing, so you can be accurate.
Yeah. The other one is, if you're dehydrated, there's also a potential that you won't be able to douse or muscle test well. The way you can test for hydration, you put a cage around your belly spot with your 5 fingers, and then say with the pendulum, I want to be healthy. After that, put the cage, and with the pendulum, I want to be healthy. It should tell you yes.
Uh-oh.
That means you're dehydrated. Well, but remember that you're reversed. So I'm going to hold reversal for you. Do it again.
Okay.
Do it again.
I want to be healthy. Yeah, it's still saying no.
Okay, then you're dehydrated, right? Remember?
All right.
You're right.
Taking more water.
Yep. So you want to be hydrated, okay? Have a cup. That's what I have in my notes, okay? The other one is called cortical split. It is the communication between the right and the left brain. People that usually are in strong conscious conflicts, a lot of times you might have a cortical split, okay? So the way we test for cortical split is we put both hands here. And just so you know, for all the dowsers, I'm going to send this cheat sheet to all of you, okay? So you're going to have a cheat sheet, all right?
Great.
You put your 2 hands here, and then swipe the left hand or the right. You just choose. One of those, swipe it all the way back. Just one. And then throw your pendulum and say, I want to be healthy, right? And it should test strong, right?
And what did you call it?
It's called a cortical split.
Right, but you said when people have something, they usually have
a conscious conflict.
a conscious conflict. Okay.
Yeah.
What would an example of that be?
Typical conscious conflict is I live with my mom and I just hate her guts, but at the same time I can't stop loving her. I mean, she's nasty with me, but I just love her because she raised me, you know.
Got it.
And I'm stuck here in her house. You know, that's the typical conscious conflict. Another typical conscious conflict is my husband has cheated on me 4 times already, but I just cannot live because of my children. That's very conscious, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Those are conscious conflicts. Okay.
Okay.
Unconscious conflicts we have a lot, but I'm just giving you examples of conscious ones. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So these are the key ones, blocks to accord testing. Okay. And then I want to walk you through another part that is the woo part, is that you want to check yourself for attachments. Okay, for spiritual attachments or non-physically attached fields, which is other people's energies, right? because they can also sway your testing the other way. The way I do it is, I hold my belly spot, right? Or you can hold your belly spot and with your pendulum, but usually I say, I am 100% free of any spiritual attachments. It should be a yes. Any spiritual attacks, it should be a yes. A spiritual obstruction, it should be a yes. Or a spiritual interference, it should be a yes. And everything is in the cheat sheet that I'm gonna send you guys, so don't worry about that, okay? But the way I do is, I'm 100% free of spiritual attachments, attack, obstructions, interferences, okay? If one of those is weak, then there's an affirmation to send all these things out that I'm gonna share with you too. And the other one is, I am 100% free of any non-physically attached fields. That's other people's energies, right? We can also have open doors to someone else's emotions or energies, and that can also sway our testing, okay? So the way I do it is, every time I'm about to start a session, I say for me and for the client, I'm 100% free of spiritual attachments, attack, obstructions, interferences, 100% free of all non-physically attached fields, right? That should also test clear for your Here's the thing, and we're going to start with some teachings now. We are the same way our body is a soup of pathogens, our body is also a soup of energies. So there's no bad or wrong, there's just a lot of energies around our energy field, right? So when you do this testing, I prefer to do it against accurate testing, because if you just throw a blanket statement, you might find a lot of things and you're going to start focusing your attention. Yeah, there's something here. Just think about what's blocking your testing with that intention. What could be blocking your testing, and test 100% free spiritual attachments, attack, obstructions, interferences, non-physical attached fields. Fine, right? At the beginning, I was focusing on everything because I had this fear of entities and all of that, which I clear already. And I wanted to chase them all. Like, I was very obsessed to chase them all. And you know what? There's more important things to do in life, to be very honest, you know? But for my testing, I don't want my testing to be compromised. So I just go and I said that, right? For my testing, spiritual attachments, attack, obstruction, interference, non-physical attachment. If you test weak on any of them, you can do an affirmation, okay? Which I'm gonna read it to you, okay? It's a very, each of us have different beliefs around this. So I made one of the affirmations that is more neutral to most of the beliefs. I have my own, which is different because I believe on this. But what we can say is, I'm sending these energies that are attached and resonating with me to the light, to integrate with the light and love of God. And that will make it, okay? I'm sending these energies that are attached and resonating with me to the light, to integrate with the light and love of God. And then I said, I asked God to fill this space where these energies resonated with abundant truth, love, life, joy, and gratitude, or whatever you can bring your best words. You're just asking for God to fill that space, right? And then, I know it's long. When I did my muscle testing training group in Facebook, I had a lot of people really excited about muscle testing. When this chapter came in, half the people quit, just so you know, because they thought it was gonna be so easy, you know? And they were like, oh my God, look at that list. But I mean, like, it has its benefits to go through this list, because now you get crisp results, you know?
So, will your affirmation be on our cheat sheet?
It will, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So this is what I wanted to share with you. And before I go through the chronic conditions teleclinic, that's the way I call it, I would like just to open it for a 5-minute Q&A if you have any questions about this.
Okay, I'm trying to think. Does anybody have any questions? Let me see if I can maybe wave at me or type it in the chat. I'm not seeing anybody have any questions. So I guess
Neither, so. I think we're good.
Okay.
Is it possible to attach the cheat sheet? Yes, Mariana. Well, I don't know if it's possible in Zoom.
But you know how to share your screen, right, Juan Carlos?
Yes, so I'm gonna share it right now. And where's my cheat sheet? Hold on.
He's also gonna email it to us so that we can send it to everybody else. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Just give me a second because I do want to share it. If I do this, share screen, show all windows. Wow, where is the cheat sheet? There you go. Do you see this?
Yes.
Okay. So
we just see the curtains and the attachment.
Just so you know, this is the list that you will receive. Okay, on email. But it says check for reversal. I want to be healthy. I want to be sick. First month test strong. Second week. If it's reversed and reverse yourself temporarily, hold your 5 fingers together. Check for blocks to testing. I'm 100% free of any blocks to accurate testing. If weak, check for false beliefs about testing. Vows or contracts. Check for hydration. Cage with 5 fingers surrounding the belly button. Check for cortical split. How to do that. If you are still blocked after above all these, message me because I can help you unblock yourself.
Okay.
Okay. Check for deception in our testing. Before the attachments, I forgot that. You can also say, I'm 100% free of any deception in my testing. Typically, what attachments will bring are deceptions. Okay, so test that before you go to 100% free of spiritual attachments. At that first, say, I'm 100% free of any deception in my testing. So that's there too. And then I say, check for curtains. I say intentions, beliefs, desires. Touch the perfume points with both index fingers, swipe hands about both sides, the head, and tap 5 times. Now you're ready to muscle test. If any of the above statements test weak, send a PM in Facebook. And this is the affirmation for sending spiritual attachments and non-physically attached fields out of our field, right? So I'm going to share this word.
So let me ask you about the deception. It said something about if it tests weak, attachments can be getting you in an emotional state. So if somebody's maybe picked up strong emotions, they can have deceptions.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about that. Just give me a second. I'm going to stop sharing, okay?
Okay.
Oh, yes, your emotions can block you too. So, but typically, they get stronger when you resonate with an attachment, strong enough to block your testing. And that is why part of the work we do is intentions, beliefs, and desires. That's going to clear some of your emotion. It's not going to clear your emotional state, but it's going to clear the emotional state out of your testing too. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's why we have all those affirmations and all those statements there. And that's going to be very useful for you to dowse better, right? To get more accurate results when you dowse.
Right. Okay, great.
Right? Okay.
Everybody tracking along?
Are you guys ready for this is the part that excites me, the chronic conditions. All right. So let's go there. I'm going to share my screen. Okay.
Okay.
Here.
Let's see. Jean had a question. She wasn't clear when to do the finger checking, the head clearing, and the belly. Those 3 things. I think kind of what he is recommending is to do those in the beginning, right? He has a protocol. That list was his protocol when he's getting ready to work with someone, right?
Right. Or so whenever you're ready to test with your dowsing, you can go through the whole list. I learned how to do this in the whole list in 35 seconds or so because I'm already used to do that, I want to be healthy. I want to say 100% free of any blocks, 100% and it's over, you know, and then I can go test. But I don't do it every time, right? If I'm gonna test, is this water good for me? I don't go through the whole protocol, you know. But if I'm gonna treat a client, I do. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like it depends. It's on your feeling. How much accurate do you want to be, and how invested you might be in the results, you know?
Okay, Jean was having a question. Jean, let me see if I can find you and unmute you real quick. Or you can, okay. All right, Jean, you want to ask Juan Carlos your question? I think you're unmuted, Jean.
Go ahead, Jean. She there? She's muted. I see her muted.
Okay. I thought I unmuted you. Jean,
she's still muted. You might want to tell her to unmute herself.
Okay, now can you hear me?
Okay.
There you go. There. Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so you went through it really fast. Your protocol says, check this, check that, check that.
Yeah.
The checking is not hand on the belly button. The checking is the checking the finger thing? What do you do to do the checking?
So the first thing, I'm going to repeat it very quickly. The very first thing is to check if you are reversed.
Using what?
Using your pendulum. Okay. Just say, I want to be healthy, and the result should be strong.
Okay.
I want to be sick, and your result should be weak. If your result is different, that means you are reversed, and then you put your hand, your 5 fingers above your belly spot, so that you can unreverse you temporarily and during the time that you're gonna be doing the whole testing. Make sense?
Okay, so the first thing is use the pendulum, then do the checks, and then use the 5 fingers on the belly button to clear.
Yes.
When the muscle testing then comes after you finish that whole protocol, is that correct?
The muscle testing comes through all the checking points. You use the muscle testing or the pendulum to check on things too, right? Once you unreverse yourself,
Jean, the muscle testing, it's an either or. You either use your pendulum or you can use your fingers in some of the ways that Juan Carlos was showing to muscle test, right? You don't need both. You use either or. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, so in the beginning you used either the pendulum or the muscle, and so that's what you use to do all of those tests.
Right.
And then the end result is muscle testing of the question that you actually have.
No, okay, so let's break things in parts, okay? Let's say that today I want a muscle test if I have a stomach infection. That's my goal today, okay? All right, before I know those results are gonna be accurate, I go through a checklist before I get there, okay? And that's when I say, I want to be healthy, I want to be sick. Oh, I'm reversed, right? Then I put my hands above my belly spot to get out of reversal. First check. Okay. Then I'm gonna check with the pendulum or with the hand, I'm 100% free of any blocks to accurate testing. Oh, I'm not. So you are not yet ready to test for the bacteria in your stomach. You're doing all these checkpoints to make sure, number 1, you are not reversed. Number 2, you're free of blocks to accurate testing. And number 3, you're free of attachments.
Okay, right? So I understand the protocol. That's not that's not where I'm hung up. Where I'm hung up is what am I using for the checks? And I through all of those checks, I'm either using the muscles or the pendulum. Is that correct?
You got it. Yes. Whoever is a dowser and doesn't know muscle testing, you use your pendulum.
Okay.
Whoever is a muscle tester, you use your muscle. And if whoever uses both, whatever you want, really, you want to mix and match however you want, but you only need one.
Okay, I got it now.
All right?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else have a question, or we ready to move forward?
Ready?
I think so. I'm not seeing anything in the chat.
Oh, there's one there. I see.
Yeah, and if somebody else has questions, yeah, just put it in the chat, and we'll get to that. So
Okay.
right.
So we're ready to rock and roll. So can you see the presentation that I'm sharing?
Yes.
Okay. So again, my intention here is to reach the end game. All right. So who am I? I'm originally from Peru, and I'll consider myself from Mother Earth. I moved to the US for graduate school and stayed here for work. That's how I ended up here. I am the father of Camila. She's my princess, and she's my inspiration in my healing and journey as a healer too. She's a very intuitive little girl. She talks to the trees and all of that. Amazing.
Horrible.
So I have a career, a 15-year corporate executive turned healer after healing from ankylosing spondylitis. I was diagnosed back in 2005, and I fully healed from it in 2019. Okay? I'm gonna talk to you about my search for the cure. When I went to the best rheumatologist in the best magazines in New York City. I was working there back in the time when I was diagnosed. And the guy put me on Celebrex. That didn't work because I needed more. I was still in pain. And then he put me on biological injections. These are injections that bring down your immune system reaction. Okay, and that helped quite a bit, to be very honest, but I felt some secondary effects, such as feeling sluggish and feeling some chemicals inside my body. That's how I felt. And I went and I asked the guy, and I say, doctor, what happens with my body? Like what's the answer? Well, your immune system just went crazy. And when I asked why, and in my mind, I mean, I was asking like the best doctor in New York City, right? 2015 and 16, it's like, they should know by now, right? Like all these thousands of years of medicine. And his answer was like, we don't know. We just treat it. And that generated in me something in my gut that said, I don't buy that. It's not possible. I had a reaction, like a visceral reaction that said, I'm gonna figure this thing out. And I don't know what drove that, to be very honest, because I don't typically go that hard on things, but I said, I'm gonna figure these things out. I was browsing the internet at nights and everything, and I found the world of holistic and integrative medicine. So I tried that. I tried homeopathy, low-dose immunotherapy. We're going to talk about that. I tried chiropractors, network and functional chiropractors, acupuncturists, meditation, how to retrain my neural system, and so on and so forth. So I tried a lot of things. When I tried holistic and integrative medicine, it was an eye-opening for me because I didn't know that existed. And you know, guys, we are in this world and we say, oh, everyone knows. No, not everyone knows this stuff exists. I am being honest, you know? I was living in a different world. And this doctor he saved me from those chemicals of that biological medication, because he told me basically that my gut was in balance, and I was sensitive to some foods, and then I had some high pathogenic load, so we went into herbs, some low-dose antibiotics and antifungals to clear my pathways. I was having a lot of die-off, but then I achieved a point where I was feeling much better without the biological medications. And that peak lasted for 3 years. But when I reflect during those 3 years, I felt that I was living in a bubble because I was taking antifungals every single day to keep myself out of pain. And I couldn't eat a lot of things. I was only able to eat chicken and lettuce and olive oil and sea salt and water. Can you imagine eating that for 3 years? It's just really boring. But if that's gonna get me out of pain, that's how I live my life. And I said, this is not it. This is not it. Not even these doctors, integrated medicine doctors and holistic doctors, were able to get me out of being sensitive, right? So I said, let's try more. And I found homeopathy and low-dose allergen and immunotherapy. And this made the trick. This is a process that desensitizes you for whatever you're sensitive to. You can put parasites, histamine, Lyme, you see there, Lyme. You get whatever you're sensitive to, and these are frequencies that will go into your body and cancel whatever you're sensitive to. It's very cool. It got me pain and symptom free for 2 years. Until one day I was working out in the gym, and I suffered a low back injury, and the effect of this was gone. I called my homeopath and I said, or this guy who created low-dose allergen and immunotherapy, and he told me, no, I have never seen an effect of someone getting an accident and this not working. I'm gonna send you another batch. Send me another batch, it never worked again. Actually, it made me worse. So something was going on in my body, that my body was reacting to these things that worked beautifully for 2 years. And at that moment, I went into an emotional crisis, because for me, I've already scratched the bottom. Not the surface, but the bottom. At this point in time, I was already scraping the bottom. And I say, I scraped the bottom, and now I lost what I had. So it was horrible, because all my symptoms came back, just so you know. So then I say, what else is there for me? I tried meditation. Didn't take my pain away, but took away my visceral reaction to pain, which is cool. The pain was there, but I wasn't reacting emotionally that much towards the pain. But I was in a very, very delicate and sensitive state. My mom had to fly from Peru to help me throw the garbage and do the laundry, because I couldn't even bend down. Each time I bend down or I move the joint will crack and will injure. It was horrible. But meditation also gave me better levels of calmness and connection with intuition that helped me make better decisions. The other thing I tried is a system which is really good. I recommend it to all of you. It's called the Dynamic Neural Retraining System. It works at a neuroplasticity level, okay? And it's based on the principles that neurons that fire together, wire together, and a lot of our sensitivities are due to that. It's tedious because you have to do like rounds of practices for an hour every day for 6 months. I didn't get that far, just so you know, guys, because I found something else. But it improved my sensitivities to inhalants. I wasn't reacting to any perfume, because before I was reacting to any single perfume around me. It gave me headaches, anxiety, it was horrible, and joint pain. It gave me a boost of extra energy to operate through the day, but it didn't resolve all my ankylosing spondylitis and sensitivity symptoms, right? So what did the trick? What happened and how I ended up healing? I found this. I found that what the body can see, the body can heal. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about this. I finally discovered quantum energy medicine, okay? Our bodies have the power to self-heal from anything if they see what is going on, all right? So you see that flashlight has to be on and has to illuminate each part of your body, all right? To see what's going on, right? Thanks to this, I found the true root cause of my autoimmune chronic pain and sensitivities. And I'm not gonna reveal it right now. I'm gonna reveal it in a couple of slides later. But the true cause was not my gut imbalance. The true root was not the foods or the EMF or the mold or the pathogens. That was not the root cause. Because of the ability of quantum energy medicine to ask what's the root, you can keep going and going until you find it. And that's what I loved about this. Now, if we say that what the body can see, the body can heal, then why the heck are we still sick, right? That's an amazing question, right? Like, what's going on? 50 million adults have chronic pain daily or almost daily. Why aren't we fully healing? And here it is. The body can see when our circuitry is fully connected. There is an electromagnetic circuitry in our body, and for the body to see everything, there needs to be a connection. Who are the breakers in that connection? Our organs, glands, tissues, and energy centers. Those are the breakers, the electromagnetic breakers in our bodies. Okay? So those breakers can be tripped. And when they trip, you lose connection, you lose visibility, and we are not in 100% healing state. The big question is, what trips these breakers, right? And I'm gonna give it to you straight. Fear. That is what trips the breakers, okay? It could be a fear of something physical. If you have fear of toxins, and this is unconscious fear most of the time, just so you know. It could be fear to pathogens, or it could be non-physical. It could be just toxic emotions that the body can process. What trips the breakers are toxins. And toxins, I'm going to talk about what a toxin is in a second, okay? But it could be a physical toxin, a pathogen, or a non-physical toxin, which is typically an emotion that the body cannot process. When that happens, the breakers are tripped. So I'm going to tell you about my cure. What is it that we found? What's the root cause of my sensitivities? And it's the empath connection. And this is a beautiful story. But what is an empath? An empath is a person that feels emotions at 2x intensity versus someone else, versus the average person, okay? And I'm gonna expand this concept because I made this presentation back in January. It's really feel energy. We not only feel emotions, we just feel energy. And emotions are energy too, right? You can also feel others' emotions as if it was ours, right? When you're a kid and you feel your emotions at 2x intensity, and when you feel your little friend's emotions too, you can easily become overwhelmed if you don't have the right guidance to process that and to understand what's going on. And most of us, and shamelessly I'll say it, we suppress to survive, okay? That was the only way, okay? The story says that 500 years ago, when we were a world of tribes, more connected with nature and with the universe, whenever there was a little kid that was born, the elders, the shamans, were able to spot right there, this little kid is an empath. He or she is sensitive to energy. They'll go to the parents and they'll say, you have a sensitive to energy here. We are gonna share the upbringing. We're gonna co-parent this little baby with you because he or she needs extra guidance to understand what's going through his or her body, because this is a gift. We don't have that anymore. We have normal conventional upbringing. It's not our parents' fault. It's just this always have been lost. So the only other way for us to survive is just to suppress, because otherwise, like we'll drive ourselves crazy, you know. But we're also highly compassionate. Empaths are highly, highly compassionate. Okay? And empaths have a very, very strong power of manifesting and creating reality. Because based on the law of alchemy, the input, the fuel, the gasoline that gets in before manifesting its emotions. And these are the people who have a high octane of that fuel. Okay? Now, why do we suppress to start with? When we are little kids and even today, we suppress because we self-judge the emotions. There's been a lot of conditioning, religious, cultural, call it that way, that dense is bad. Dense is bad, therefore I shouldn't be feeling it. So there's some beliefs and patterns around feeling those dense emotions. We don't want to feel sad, we don't want to feel grief. I mean, you can sit on sadness and grief, but from the moment you reject them at all costs, you're causing your breakers to trip. Because you say, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here, right? In the old ways, people like little kids and empaths, or even people didn't used to manage dense emotions that way. They allow themselves to feel them and process them. If we cannot feel them, we cannot process our emotions, all right? And these emotions, after we suppress them, they are stored in our organs, glands, and tissues, all right? They get stored there. Now, I told you I was gonna tell you what's a toxin. Our inability to process something is what makes that something a toxin, okay? So I have clients who eat strawberries and that's a toxin for them. And I have clients who eat strawberries and it's not a toxin for them. I've seen indigenous people that can sleep next to a tree full of mold, and mold is not a toxic for them. They can process it. Their bodies are able to process it. So mold is not a toxin. Strawberries are not a toxin. It's the fact that there's something in your body that cannot process it what makes that toxin for you, okay? I even heard stories about some monks drinking arsenic and they can process that, you know? So that's not a toxin for them. But going back to the typical definition, things that can become a toxin for us could be foods, inhalants, contactants, or injectants, right? Or emotions. Emotions can also be a toxin because we cannot process them. And this is where we're going to start about what is my approach and what is our approach to heal a chronic condition, okay? It all starts with limiting patterns that drive fear. These patterns, we're going to talk about them. They could be in utero, it could be childhood trauma. Especially sensitive people, we can feel our mom's emotions and what's going on outside the world when we're in utero. It could be generational trauma, it could be miasms, physical strong diseases that were carried by our ancestors and that we're tuning in emotionally to them. We can capture those energies and can put our bodies in fear, as if we had those diseases when we really don't have them. It can be not trauma, but it can be just parental and collective programming, right? Hey, if you don't eat your food, God's gonna punish you. I can't count how many times my mom has told me that when I was a kid, right? And there's the other piece, patterns we came to this life with, right? Depending on your belief systems, I believe in past lives, so I think I bring a lot of things from there. If you don't, you just say, well, you know what, I just came with this, okay? What else? All of these, what we talk about can cause fear of whatever is dense. And that fear and confusion and misunderstanding and bring more density. So we follow that fear by suppression, especially empaths, but not only empaths. Everyone suppresses, guys, since we're kids. Why do we suppress? Collective patterns and programmings. Dense emotions, ours or others, are bad. Okay? And there's the empath factor. If dense emotions are bad, An empath can become more easily overwhelmed too, if you're an empath. So your chances of suppressing are higher, let's call it that way, or higher propensity to suppress, okay? What happens with these suppressed emotions? They're stored in our organs, glands, tissues until we are ready to feel and process them, not before. I'm going to talk about a concept that we use, which is called reverse polarity, which is the concept that we used at the beginning when we were muscle testing and showing that the first checkpoint is to check if you are reversed. Remember we talked about that? Okay, we're going to talk about that in a different sense, but it's the same thing, okay? Our tissues can reverse in polarity because it's key for survival. If there's a tiger that is about to eat us, we want our tissues to reverse in polarity. We need that, okay? Why do we need that? So that we can get into fight or flight. How does this work? The fear of those stored, now in a chronic condition is different. The fear of everything that has been stored can reverse our organs, glands, tissues polarity too. Okay? This is a stored emotion from our childhood. They're there. We can be walking around thinking that life is beautiful, but your kidney can be in panic because of something that you suppressed a long time ago. Okay? The reversal of your tissue signals the brain to send cortisol and adrenaline and activate the fight or flight state. This was made by designing our bodies so that we can run from that tiger. The cortisol and adrenaline are important, guys, to get us out of trouble, get us out of danger. If the tiger is real. And I'm gonna say this again, if the tiger is real, right? The fear of stored emotions makes the body feel in danger 24/7 because now the tiger is your husband or the tiger is your boss, right? So you are living in fear state, but it's stored. You don't even feel it in your heart or in your brain. Is your kidney feeling it? Is your bladder feeling it? Because you've conditioned yourself to suppress for so long. What happens? Cortisol and adrenaline, they become toxic after about 3 hours. They're meant to get you out of trouble, but they are not meant to be there 24/7. Okay? And there is no tiger. So after those 3 hours, cortisol and adrenaline start to become a toxin for your body. And that toxin, if you leave it for too long, it can get dangerous. We don't want that. Now, there's a difference between gluten being a toxin for you because you can choose and you can say, I don't want to eat bread, and that's the end of the game. But what do you do with cortisol and adrenaline? You cannot tell cortisol and adrenaline, hey, stop, and it will just stop. Well, unless you have developed some meditative powers where you can get into the operating system. But so far, most of the people cannot just say, I command cortisol and adrenaline to stop because they're becoming toxin for me, right? So the big question is, something needs to happen to stop that process because it can become dangerous too, all right? And what happens inside our bodies to stop that process? It's our friends, the pathogens. Guys, the pathogens, they have a role. They're not our enemies, okay? There's a different story for foreign pathogens, but I'm gonna talk about the pathogens that are typically like in our bodies, right? They help mitigate that internal toxicity in our, okay? Whenever your liver has too much cortisol and adrenaline, or your kidney, or your bladder, or your cranial nerves, something needs to stop that process, and that something are the pathogens. The pathogens that are in like a sleeping state, they wake up because their polarity is negative and is the perfect match for a reversed organ, gland, or tissue. Our tissues are negative polarity if they're in healing state too, but whenever we're in fear, our tissues go into positive polarity. And because of the law of magnetism, the pathogens wake up and start chasing reverse tissue. Someone is making a noise. Can you guys mute yourself, please? So moving on, the reverse organ gland or tissue goes, it's a positive polarity now. It has a purpose. The purpose is to signal the brain to send cortisol and adrenaline, but because the pathogen is negative, it's gonna go to that kidney, it's gonna go to that liver, and it's gonna cancel out the positive polarity. It's gonna help cancel that polarity. And as soon as the pathogen goes to your liver or to your bladder or to wherever the tissue is reversed, then the positive polarity is not vibrating that strong anymore, and that stops the cortisol and adrenaline process. And it gives you a break. That's the word. Pathogens give you a break so that you don't have a lot of toxicity of cortisol and adrenaline. That's the role, okay? That's why I say when pathogens reach the organs, glands, tissues, they cancel the reversal. And this stops the cortisol and adrenaline flush. Now there's not that flush anymore. But pathogens also impair the body's ability to see. At the beginning, when I discovered quantum energy healing, if the body can see what's going on, the body will heal what's going on. Whenever the pathogens go to your liver, to your kidney, to your joints, now the visibility gets impaired. So there's a secondary effect, which is not good, okay? But the truth is that the reason why those pathogens blind us or impair the ability to see is because we fear them at a conscious and unconscious level. They say that the old, very old humans at the very beginning, they didn't get sick very often because they understood that pathogens and them were one. They were in a symbiotic relationship. The moment you believe you're separate, and the moment you believe a pathogen is someone different invading your space, that's when all these things starts, you know? So we fear them, and now they impair our ability to see. And guess what? The breakers are tripped, right? Remember what I said? Whenever there's fear, the breakers are tripped, right? So our internal healing system and our detox system now becomes impaired. Detox system impaired, that's almost the final stage. Now you cannot detox, okay? There's difficulty to see with accuracy what pathogens or toxins are resonating in our bodies and where exactly are they located. One of the big things that I discovered with quantum energy healing is the body is meant to see the number of frequencies that are being carried and the exact location. If the body knows that, you can clear anything without pain, without struggle. It will be a nice and gentle clearing. But because the bodies cannot see that with accuracy, they can see there's something going on there, but not with accuracy, okay? This makes us more vulnerable to external and foreign pathogens. So a tick bite, EMF, Roundup, and even mold, I guess my message here, guys, is that is not what makes us sick. I'm gonna say that again with the risk of like having people angry at me, but that is not what makes us sick. What makes us sick is our vulnerability or our inability to detox and process that, right? 70% of the people who get bit by a Borrelia Lyme-carrying tick, they never get sick because their immune system or detox system is not impaired. They just put that thing to sleep, the good dreams. Indigenous people, they can sleep next to a tree full of mold. Nothing is going on. Again, I'm not saying that EMF is great or the Roundup is great, but a very strong and healthy detox and immune system should be able to process anything. Okay? Now there's conspiracy theories and everything. They might know what are we vulnerable to and put it out there. Yes. And the truth is that now, today, very few people are very strong and totally not vulnerable, right? So we also have to approach things carefully and knowing what are we vulnerable to and what are we not, okay?
Well, and I think with everything that's been going on, you know, for the last few months, that we're all in a pretty vulnerable state and some level of fear, whether it's conscious or not.
You got it. You got it. If you find someone who has zero fear to the coronavirus, that person is immune. But this fear goes back hundreds of years, just so you know. It's in the cell memory. It's in the fact, forget about how dangerous or how infectious is the coronavirus. It's just a virus. And when it's a virus, and if your body, if your subconscious says, this is something that is not me, there's already fear, just to start with, you know? So imagine if you put all the conscious fear and the collective fear, it's even worse, you know?
Mm-hmm.
All right? Now, here's the thing. The difficulty to see with accuracy what pathogens or toxins, okay? The body, because now the body cannot see exactly the number of frequencies and the location, but they can see something there going on, they're gonna resort to the second best way of clearing. And this is very important, guys. The second best way of clearing yourself from a toxin or a pathogen is called inflammation. And there's a huge difference between the first and the second one, because in the first, there's no pain. There's no symptoms. You do it gently. You just process things. You transmute things. The second way is also effective. It's not as effective as the first one, but it's painful and it can be damaging, right? Your body is going to try to flush out things through inflammation, okay? And here, I'm going to go slow here because this is going to explain a little bit this vicious circle. As pathogens are flushed out by the inflammation, right? The inflammation is going to flush some of the pathogens and toxins out. We just lost whatever was canceling that reversal, that polarity. So your tissue is going to vibrate fight or flight again. See? Because in a way, those pathogens were there canceling the positive polarity. Now that the inflammation is flushing them out, the fight or flight is going to be revealed again. And that is going to wake up more pathogens. And that is how we get into this vicious circle, right? Why? Because we haven't addressed the core. The emotions are still suppressed. We didn't do anything about that, right? And this is my message for people that are trying to heal chronic conditions just the conventional way, right? And here, I have nothing against natural ways, but if your natural ways are just to help you detox or to help you clear viruses and bacteria, that's not gonna make it. Even high doses of vitamin C that are gonna put your immune system in a stronger way, that's not gonna fully make it because you have not addressed the origin of all of this. That the fear, those emotions are still in your liver, in your kidneys, in your joints, in your heart, whatever they are, right? They are still there, and that has not been addressed no matter how many herbs you take every day, no matter how many antibiotics you take every day. If you don't address that, tough luck. And now a chronic condition is born. And this is what I wanted to show you guys. This is what we call the chronic condition cycle. Because we see ourselves not healing, okay, that creates more limiting beliefs. I don't deserve to heal, God is punishing me, God doesn't care, the universe is not supportive. And that creates even more fear state. More fear state. Can I ask you guys to mute yourselves, because there's one sound that is very strong, okay? And then we suppress more emotions, because it's very emotional to be in pain, guys. I've been there. I've been there just praying and saying, why? Why is this going on? So the chronic condition itself, it's a source of more dense emotions and more limiting beliefs and fear states. And more emotions are suppressed. And then the fight or flight pathogenic resonance, detox impairment, and inflammation cycle becomes perpetuated. The more you suppress, the more fight or flight you have, the more pathogens come, your detox system gets impaired, more pain, more inflammation, and then it's a vicious cycle that you cannot stop, right? So I'm gonna talk about how do we heal this permanently, okay?
Yes, we're having a lot of people that are wanting to address the immune system to keep the, address the fears to keep the immune system strong. Yeah, and all of that, so yay.
Okay. So a chronic condition, all stages in the cycle must be addressed. That's important, okay? First, the very first thing is we should intend to heal and go for it. Guys, doesn't matter how much your subconscious believes that you don't want to heal or that disease serves a purpose. All those might be true, but nothing is stronger than your intention. If you truly intend to heal, that's going to override anything. You're going to start manifesting the right things to come your way to heal. Okay? You might want to, that's the very first requisite. We should intend to heal and go for it. This will stop feeding up the cycle with more limiting beliefs. Okay? Intentions are more powerful than beliefs. And just I'm going to tell you, it's personal experience. Some people are in such fear state of being disappointed by a new treatment or a new way of healing that they prefer not to move forward with their healing. This is, you might not believe it, but I had a few of them, like they're telling me, I explain them the technique, I tell them it has worked, and they just become afraid because they say, I don't know, what if I get disappointed again? And they keep emailing me every day. Yeah, I think I want to do this work with you. And the next week, I think I want to do this work with you. And what's going on? Well, what if it doesn't work? And I have people who are doing this already for 6 months because the fear of being disappointed can be so big that it can block you from even taking action. And that's huge, okay? So you have to intend and go for it. That's the very first step, okay? Second, for people who are in deep pain, most of the people who are with Lyme disease, lupus, psoriasis, arthritis, they are already, most of them are not in their bodies. They have an internal organ panic state, lots of fear and pain. So what we do is a lot of physical clearing support, similar to what we would do with herbs, right? But we need to help them detox. There's a detox support. The pathogens and the toxins clearing from the pathways, we need to do that. What are the things that you can do? You can do antibiotics, antifungals, supplements, herbs, homeopathy, or you can just do energy healing. That can also, the way I muscle test, I can go into your body and I can ask how many bacteria, fungus, viruses, where are they? And that'll do the work probably more efficiently than an antibiotic or an antifungal, unless you have such a strong trauma block that sometimes I say, you know what, just take the herbs too, because we need to override some of your limitations right now. So I'm not an enemy of the herbs, but a lot of times you don't need them. We'll just find the frequencies where they are. It's gone, okay? With quantum energy healing, we can identify with accuracy the number, type, and location of the toxins and pathogens to support efficient clearing. We can strengthen specific organs, glands, and tissues energetically to support better detox too. That's the other thing. We can put a detox support layer for your body. Third, we must get our organs, glands, and tissues out of fight or flight state. This is the second part that typically is not being addressed by conventional medicine and a lot of times even by naturopathic medicine. Lots of herbs, nutrition is good. I'm all for that. But we need to get those tissues out of fight or flight state. Otherwise, we're just perpetrating a cycle. There's emotional work. You can do meditation, hypnotherapy, NLP, energy healing. The neural retraining system is good for that too. So there's many options that you have out there. Why I like quantum energy healing? Because we can locate the specific emotions that are suppressed in the body and facilitate efficient clearing. I can find how many frequencies of anger are in your liver, if there's fear in your kidney. I can go through all the charts and find all the emotions that are there, okay? So that way we get your tissues out of fight or flight. But at the beginning, when we were doing this work, I wasn't, but the founders were doing this work like 15 years ago. That wasn't enough because they found the clients coming back with the same emotions again, because there's something causing those emotions, and that's the patterns, right? So we must also erase the patterns that gave birth to those dense emotions that are now suppressed in our organs, glands, tissues. And for that, you have to do some deeper non-physical work on those patterns and beliefs. There's trauma healing, patterning, reprogramming. It could be generational miasms. This could be just from ancestors. It could be a genetic expression deactivation and all of that. What are typical things you can do to heal this? Just plain therapy, hypnotherapy, NLP, homeopathy. Homeopathy is good for miasms, for example, right? Energy healing, neural retraining systems. What do I like about quantum energy healing is that it identifies with accuracy the limiting patterns that generated those emotions. I can go and find that, okay? And we can also deactivate gene expressions from the body. I like that too, okay? And fifth, here's the cool thing. For me, this is the third layer. And this is something that I've started to incorporate in my practice, right? Yes, I help you clear the physical. I help you clear those patterns. But you know what? I have not retrained your body to stop suppressing, because the day you stop suppressing, you're going to be able to manage and feel your emotions in a different way that is not as unhealthy as today. You don't get sick anymore if you stop suppressing. You're going to feel some dense stuff, but through this process of getting you out of suppression, you're going to learn how to feel safe with your emotions. Doesn't matter how limiting the pattern is and what the confusion is, you're going to know you're still safe. And that's very important. And I just added this to the protocol, right? This is deeper non-physical and consciousness work, basically, to make sure that we are safe here. These are patterns from our upbringing, from our ancestors, from the collective, and the ones we brought this world to heal to. This is very ancient, okay? Judging the density is very ancient. Energy healing and neural retraining systems are good for this. And I like quantum energy healing because we can even work at the neuroplasticity level and the ancestral and collective patterning level to retrain the body to stop suppressing the density. And this is working great for my clients that are empaths, okay? So that they can feel themselves in the body and know that they're safe, that the tiger is not there, and they can feel whatever is dense.
bet that a large percentage of the dowsers and the people in this group are empaths.
I'm sure.
You know, being sensitive,
Yeah.
being in the healing arts. Yeah.
Yep. I am one of you guys too. So, and this is the final chapter. Well, I'm going to talk about the final chapter, but this is part of the final chapter. We must heal our fear of toxins and pathogens. This is what we were talking when we were talking about the coronavirus a few minutes ago. Both the internal ones and also the foreign ones. This deep fear is a collective historical pattern. It's collective and historical. And historical. It is rooted in the separation of human versus nature. Whatever has a collective consciousness of its own, it just can't be me. That is running in our subconscious, you know? It is rooted on the beliefs that humans are hierarchically above and outside the universal balance. We believe we are more than a plant, more than a spider, and we believe that we are less than an angel. That's what's called separation, right? The day we understand that there is no hierarchies in the world, in the universe, that hierarchies are just a human construct, and that we are all meant to work in balance, and that we're one, these fears will go away.
So now, is that what we're going to actually work on in the group healing? Because I'm just kind of keeping track of our time. I don't know how much time do we need for our group healing?
Like, how much do you think it should be? How much do you think? I'm about to finish. I need 3 or 4 minutes more here.
Oh, perfect. Please do.
Okay. So yeah, it's rooted in this belief, right? Of being above and below. And we can do here consciousness and energy work to repattern these deep beliefs, okay? This is very important, and I love quantum energy healing can do that, and that's what I love about that. So this is what I do. Basically, we address each stage of the cycle. We give the body instructions to clear pathogens and toxins, bring our detox system back online, clear the dense emotions and the blocking patterns that cause them. We reprogram the body to feel our emotions without judgment. This stops the suppression. And we help reprogram the body to understand we are not separate from other forms of being, that are always working on our best and highest good, in perfect balance and harmony. Okay? That last one is a daunting task, but we're getting there, believe me. So what is the goal at the end of the day? It's to be able to enjoy the present moment, because that's the only thing that is real, okay? To enjoy the present moment. Allowing ourselves to feel and process all emotions, dense or light, in the face of truth. And what is truth? That we are worthy and we deserve it all. We are not only worthy, we deserve it all. That we are safe. That we are unconditionally loved and understood. And here you can say, well, my husband doesn't love me unconditionally. Well, God does. And you do too. You just haven't realized that. Okay? That we are unconditionally held and supported. And we want to do all of that. This enjoying the present moment, we want to be connected with ourselves, others, and nature, with gratitude for our healing journey. And that's it. I'm going to stop sharing for a sec. That's basically, I just wanted to walk you through what's a new paradigm to address chronic conditions. And I'm doing the best of my lobby I can to tell every other practitioner, the ones that are especially in the, let's clear the pathogens, let's support the detox, yes, but if you don't get your tissue out of reversal, this thing, you haven't addressed the core, right? Mm-hmm. And even before that, if we go beyond that, sorry, if you are gonna still suppress, you haven't addressed the core. We want to stop the suppression. And if, yeah, I know most of us are empaths here. So we have been conditioned to suppress, and that's fine. We shouldn't feel ashamed about that. That's the way we operated to survive. But it's time for truth to come to our lives. We don't need to do that anymore, and there's ways to heal that. Okay?
Okay.
So, any questions before we go to the healing?
I think several people are curious about your process and eliminating fear, and I think that's kind of.
Yeah, the process is all about, the trick is in building the field. Let's say I have Sabine. Let's say Sabine comes here and she says, well, I have lupus, I don't know, right? Or, well, lupus is different because it has like stages of different treatments, right? I have a protocol, but let's say you come with a headache. Let's just make it shorter. You come with a headache, and you say, this headache is not a headache.
Oh, yeah.
And then you say, this headache is not going away. It's been there for the last couple of months. So the first thing that I use the muscle testing, I do the checklist, and I say, all healthy functional anti-headache factors is going to test weak, most probably. And I'm going to say those factors I want to be healthy is going to test weak. These are specific questions that we program in our protocol to capture. And then I say, what are the frequencies? What are the frequencies blocking Mary's ability to fully 100% heal these now? And that's when the process starts, right? I start lifting all the curtains. And then the first I say, in the headache field, something needs to be reconnected. Yes. What is it? Her brain? Yes. Her liver? Yes. Her amygdala? Yes. Hippocampus? Yes. Thymus. And I start connecting. Each time I find something to connect, because I have charts, I start connecting it all. First process is to reconnect your body, right? Now the lights are shining because I reconnected everything. Any curtains? Yes. Anesthesia is a typical curtain that we need to lift. Yeah, she had a dental anesthesia. Wow. Another curtain is church. Church, it's very common in the emotional side of, oh, there's church as a curtain. I'm going to clear church as a curtain. Do I have all the curtains and all the connections? Yes. Now show me the physical part of her headache. I'm going to do virus, hidden virus. I want to be healthy. Weak. How many? More than 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 viruses, Mary, resonating in this field that we just built. Bacteria? No. Fungus? No. Parasite, protozoa? No. Unknown pathogens? Yes. Mycoplasma? Yes. How many? More than 10, 11. Okay, I'm done with the pathogens. Do I have 100% of the pathogens resonating in this field? I do. How about toxins? Show me toxins. All ingestants, I want to be healthy. More than 0, 1. Is it gluten? Yes. Mary, you have to stop gluten because this is giving you headaches, right? Next one. All contactants, I want to be healthy. You're fine. People's energies is weak. Oh, that's your husband's energy because you believe he doesn't love you. That's an open door to his energy. And he believes the same of you. So that's a false belief. We're going to clear that. We clear that, right? And then we say inhalants. Yes, there's mold in your house, Mary. That's also contributing to your headache. Injectants. There's some bites. You have 2 bites, and then you have a dental anesthesia. That's another injectants. Do I have 100% of the injectants? I do. Do I have 100% of the physical field? I do. Of the non-physical field? I don't. Okay. Show me, are there any generational fields? Yes. How many? 3. Do I need to know more about them? No. Are they ready to clear? Yes. Any past life stuff? Yes. How many frequencies? 0, 1, 2, 3. Do I need to know anything? No. Sometimes it says yes, and there's some things that we need to address. If it's a no, we're fine, we're done. And then I go, is there any anchoring trauma field? Yes. Is there a somatized emotion? Yes. Is this childhood? Yes. Early childhood? Yes. Do I have permission to test for the age? Yes. 3 years old. Someone else involved? Yes. Is this mom? Yes. Any other trauma in this field? No. That's it. What are the emotions? Here, anger, frustration, unworthiness. What are the beliefs? I'm unlovable, I'm not worthy, others hurt me, others abandon me, God is not safe, God has abandoned me, the universe is not supportive, done. clear them. Any vows? Yes. I'll never love my mom again. I'll never put myself out there. I'll be perfect. Any contracts? Yes, and the same way. Okay, contracts. Do I have 100% of the non-physical field? I do. So now I say, I'm gonna clear all these frequencies, physical and non-physical, in the headache field, because it's very important to build the field. I'm not addressing anything else in your body, I'm addressing your headache. And all what we found is related to your headache, right? And then I say, do I have 100% of the connections? Yes. Do I need a filter? Yes, because if I just release this, you're gonna detox too much. You might be sweating and stinking. Oh yes, what type of a filter? More than 10, 20%. So you're just gonna run this at 20%. Do I have internal cooperation to heal this? Over any resistance to heal this? Yes. Okay, that's a rebellum. We're gonna clear all these frequencies that we found for Mary, and we're done. I hope that explains how it works.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. Some people are asking, do you teach this? Seems complex. Yeah, I mean, I know you made it very simple, but anyway, I guess you'll let us know about.
So yeah, to answer this, in
how
about
close is this to radiesthesia or radionics?
I don't know, because I don't know radiesthesia or radionics. Okay. So, but if you explain to me what it is, Susan, I can tell you the differences. Okay. The
make sure that we have time for you to do your group healing.
We can do that if you want, or but anyway, I just want to tell you that in 4 weeks, I'm going to be starting an online cohort training program where I'm going to coach the group every week, and you're going to have access to all the materials to get certified in this if you're interested. So I'm going to share some information with you, Mary, so you can share that with the group if they're interested. Okay. All right. Okay, so yes, I also do group healings like the one we're gonna do today every other weekend. We have one next Wednesday in my Facebook page, Quantum Shift Healing. Okay, so you can find more information about that. And I also have a Facebook group called Self Muscle Testing Training Group, where I have 4 long videos that will teach you all the cheat sheets and everything about how to muscle test and everything. There's a lot of information there. Okay, group healing, ready?
Yeah, did you want people to do special, put in special things, or you're just gonna kind of tune in and see what's going on?
No, so I don't even need to tune in to know what's going on, okay? This is the beauty of group healing. I realized that I can build an avatar out of all of you guys. I'm just gonna tell, all what I need you guys is each of you to choose one thing you wanna heal. And you don't even need to tell that to me, because that will be aggregated to the avatar. And I'm just going to call that the group intention.
So it can be physical, it can be emotional, it can be mental.
Yeah, if you have a bladder problem, you can bring it in. If you have like a left shoulder isn't going away, bring it in. If you have anger issues with your boss, bring it in. If you're having anxiety because of COVID, bring that in too. Choose one. We want to work with one. It's more effective. Okay, and I'm gonna give you guys 30 seconds to just bring your.
There's probably a lot of people that have fear. There's economic uncertainty, you know, so I'm sure that's up for everything.
Yes, and Mariana, can it be a dog bite infection? Yes, bring that in. You can bring both. Okay, you can bring both. Yes, just bring your intention of what is it that you want to heal today. And it will work, because I'll aggregate it in all, and this is like treating one person, but I'm gonna treat this avatar that represents all of you. So when I do the connection, it's gonna be connecting all of you. When I do the pathogens, I'm gonna be clearing all your pathogens at the same time. That's the beauty of group healing. It's not as effective as one-on-one, because I forgot, if you are in massive or chronic reversal, you can lose whatever we've done today. Just so you know, you need to be out of reversal for the healing to move. I'm just putting that watch out. When you're a one-on-one client, I'll give you a list of whatever reverses you, so I make sure that you are staying away from those offending items. and all healing can move through your body, right? That's number one. I will take
it all out of reversal.
I will. That's what I do. When I do group healing, I'll take you all out of reversal at the same time. But if it's your shampoo, you will get out of reversal for a few minutes. Then it will come back.
Oh.
If it's gluten, you'll be out. But if you eat tomorrow your bread, you can get into reversal again, right? See what I'm saying? So that is why I like there's a lot of people that don't walk around with chronic reversals, so they'll feel the healing and they won't lose it. But the most sensitive people, the ones who are typically in chronic reversal, that every day are reversed, doesn't matter if I reverse them right now, if you don't know what things to avoid, you can lose some of the effectiveness of what we're doing today. That's number one. Number two, watch out. This is very powerful and deep healing. This is not just like we're gonna feel like, we're gonna pull some emotions out so that you can feel them and process them. So I'm gonna give you a code that is called the trauma release code. If after today's healing, and I'm telling you, if the problem is your hamstring injury or something like that, that can have a lot of emotions there or some trauma from childhood there too, that is not allowing that to heal fast. That will be pulled out. We don't need to get to the details, but you might feel some resistance tomorrow or later on today. You just need to know that that's healing, okay? And it doesn't happen to everyone. Most of the people just go through the healing like easily, but some of you might experience some resistance. That's all what I wanted to say. And if you feel some resistance, some energy resistance here or there, you can just run this code that I'm gonna share with you, and it will move the resistance out, okay? Some of you might feel detoxing too much, might feel like heavy, like a little bit of headache, but this headache of detoxing, you can also run the same code that I'm gonna share with you, thinking with the intention of detoxing, and this code is great because it's gonna help you detox easily, right? Even though you're not gonna have a healing crisis because I'm gonna put a filter to all of you so that you don't have healing crises, but you may experience some detox or some resistance emotionally. This code helps you move that. And if you need to reach out to me, you can reach out to me, so no problem, okay? All right. So the first part of the healing is gonna be a set of affirmations and some meditations, because otherwise it's almost impossible to clear all of you guys' trauma at the same time, but we can surrender a lot of that in a meditation. And that way that saves a lot of time instead of me going to each of you and say what happened to you at 3 or at 4. We're just gonna clear most of them. Some of you might not surrender it, and I might have to clear one, but we'll figure that out, okay? I'm assuming you already chose what you wanna heal, okay? So the first part of the exercise is I want you guys to start grounding, okay? And the way I'm gonna ask you to ground is find a space to sit, close your eyes, okay? And we're gonna build energetic roots out of our tailbone and out of our 2 feet soles, 1 mile down towards the center of the earth, okay? Just grow them. Mine are growing there. Okay, mine are already there, 1 mile down. And then out of these tap roots, there's gonna be roots 1 mile out of these tap roots. Okay. Now we're gonna leave those roots and tap roots there, and we're gonna come back to our bodies. And we're gonna invite our chakras to open and balance. We're not gonna blast them open, no, just an invitation. They will know how much they can open today and how much they can balance today. So the first one is, I'm inviting my tailbone chakra to open and balance. Okay. I'm inviting my pelvic chakra to open and balance. I'm inviting my solar plexus chakra to open and balance. I'm inviting my heart chakra to open and balance. I'm inviting my throat chakra to open and balance. I'm inviting my third eye chakra to open and balance. I'm inviting my crown chakra to open and balance. I'm inviting my halo chakra to open and balance. There we go. Now that our chakras are open and balanced, we're gonna invite, we're not gonna pull it, just invite the earth energy to come to our bodies through those roots and taproots, okay? Once this energy touches your body, it's not gonna feel cold or hot, it's gonna be very neutral because it's a neutralizing energy, a calming energy, okay? There we go. I'm inviting the earth energy into my body, and we're gonna feel it coming through our tailbone and our feet soles. And we're gonna start feeling our legs, hips, our torso, our arms, our neck, and our head. Now we have the earth's energy. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to invite the light. The light is going to come through our crown chakra. Okay. Some of you that are sensitive energetically, you're going to see that through your eyelids that are closed, you might see that the room just illuminated a little more. We're going to invite the light into our bodies. It's going to come to our root chakra. I'm inviting the light into my body through my crown chakra, my head, neck, chest, heart, my arms, my torso, my hips, and my legs. There we go. I'm inviting my higher self into my body. Same process. Okay, there we go. I'm inviting my soul into my body. Same process. Perfect. And now we're going to invite our true essence. Okay, we're just gonna bring it from the crown chakra all the way to the back of the neck and then to the heart. Just 3 spots. Crown chakra, back of the neck, and then heart. And we're gonna feel it. It's like a perfume of beautiful energy. And we're gonna say, I want more of my true essence right here, right now. And once again, I want more of my true essence right here, right now. Okay, we're fully grounded now. Now we're gonna do a set of affirmations that are gonna help me not having to scan everything. You don't need to repeat them verbally. You can just claim what I say for you, okay? Here I go. I surrender any conscious or unconscious need for information to heal. I surrender any conscious or unconscious need for information to heal. I ask my healing intelligence to communicate with my higher self to get all what is needed for healing. I ask my healing intelligence to communicate with my higher self to get all what is needed for healing. I surrender any conscious or unconscious intention to hide or conceal what needs to heal for me. I surrender any conscious or unconscious intention to hide or conceal what needs to heal. There you go. Now this is a long one, but it's important. It's gonna save me a lot of time. I'm gonna go one by one. I surrender any generational field, any past life field, or field that I came to this life with. Any energetic cords, C-O-R-D-S, any energetic cords, any curses. I'm gonna repeat. I surrender any generational fields, any past life fields, or fields that I came to this life with, any cords, any curses, any miasms, any emotions, any intentions, any beliefs, any vows, any contracts, any miasms, emotions, intentions, beliefs, vows, contracts, or any unknown field, that block my healing. Let's say this is a way that bring any block or bring any resistance for the physical and or non-physical healing of this session. That is blocking me or that is bringing any resistance for the physical or non-physical healing of this session. I'm going to repeat it once all over. I surrender any generational fields, any past life fields or fields that I came to this life with, any cords, any curses, any miasms, any emotions, any intentions, any beliefs, any vows, any contracts, any unknown fields that bring blocks or that block me or bring any resistance for the physical and or non-physical healing of this session. Okay, good. That was one of the most important ones, okay? And now what we're gonna do is, this is gonna help also clear the physical field, all right? We're gonna do this exercise about touching the cerebellum again and tapping above our ears, okay? Here, we're gonna clear some beliefs that are important to clear for this session, okay? First one is, I clear any beliefs that toxins and pathogens hurt me or hurt others. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Especially the ones in the healing today. Let's put our focus on the ones that need to heal today. I'm clearing all beliefs that toxins and pathogens hurt me or hurt others. That toxins or pathogens will kill me. We're gonna clear that belief. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's put a filter for all the group. I clear the belief that toxins or pathogens will kill me. That toxins or pathogens are my enemies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That toxins or pathogens are my enemies. Any belief that I must be in control of my environment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one of the big things here, guys, is the must. M-U-S-T. That's not a good vibration. We choose from the heart. Yes, we can be cautious, but every time we put the energy that I must, you are not trusting your heart. Your heart at any given point can make the right choices with discernment, okay? So that's what we want to clear, that energy, that I must be in control of my environment. Another belief that we're gonna clear, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about this, which is important. I'm gonna clear the belief, okay, that toxins or pathogens teach me a lesson in this field. Or that being vulnerable to toxins or pathogens, sorry, let me take that back. It's not, they can teach you a lesson, right? Is the right lesson, or is the best way to learn today, okay, for this field. There's better ways to learn, not this one, okay?
Are we doing above our ears or on the top of our head?
Oh, sometimes I do, it's the same. If you expand your fingers enough to reach to these two sides, it's the same as doing this. Okay, but these two areas need to be touched 5 times, okay?
Okay.
All right. I'm clearing any vows or contracts to protect myself from toxins and pathogens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and to stay in control of my environment for toxins and pathogens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And any vows or contracts to teach myself by being vulnerable to toxins or pathogens. Okay? There you go. I'm already feeling some energy moving around the group, just so you know. All right. I just want to pause 2 minutes for this because it's important. One of the things that I'm working in is a project. We've discovered, well, I don't think it's a discovery, but it's just a finding. Mariana, you don't need to, you just need to claim it and just do the tapping, okay? You don't need to repeat every word that I say, just claim it, okay? So we have this ancient belief that we came here to this world to learn and grow at all costs. And that's not true, okay? I know some of you guys might say, what do you think you're saying? That's crazy. But that's not true. And you're welcome to tune into my belief or my finding or not. That's fine. I'm not trying to impose any new beliefs on you. We came here to be a free expression of love, a free expression of God, right? There is expansion and growth through our journey. There is. And it happens whether you want it or not.
Excuse me.
Okay? Bless you. This expansion and growth is going to happen whether you want it or not, because it's being driven by your higher self, by the divine. Like, you are not on the wheel. Let me tell you that. Let me break the news for you. Okay? So yes, growth is going to happen. An expansion of your awareness is going to happen, but you didn't come here to grow and learn at all costs, or try to, right? When we come with this belief, we have such a strong co-creating power that we can create lessons for us. And lessons that are very effective. My ankylosing spondylitis, all my healing journey, was a huge lesson that made me a better person, or let's call it a stronger person, or a person more in tune. And I am very grateful for it. And I say, thank you, ankylosing spondylitis. The coronavirus is an experience that is going to bring the best of us now. And I keep telling the coronavirus, thank you, coronavirus, for bringing these opportunities. The divine always has a way for us to see the good, the gift behind everything, because there's always a gift. But I can also say, now I am grateful for it, and I am stepping into my creative power today, and I choose to learn differently. I don't need to start creating lessons for me. I choose to learn by celebrating. I choose to learn by playing. I choose to learn in joy. And you can. Problem is that we don't believe in it. You can go into your dream states and come back with the answers the next day. You can eat the right food with information. You can get a download. You can get a channeling. You can be in ceremonies, and you can be in prayer, and you will get what you need to. You don't need the coronavirus. You don't need a chronic condition. They are very effective teachers, but I'm telling you, you don't need those. Okay? And that is why I wanted to just take these 2 minutes to explain this concept that I must teach myself a lesson. We just cleared that for this field. But we have what is called cellular memory. Our cellular memory stores all the memories of our past lives and our ancestors, okay? If we believe we must grow and learn at all costs, and because we're humans, we won't always listen to the gentle notes of the universe, because sometimes we're distracted. We're unconsciously telling our body, well, catch my attention when I'm not listening. And pain is a great attention catcher. And it's a great teacher, but I'm telling here to tell you that you don't need it. You can still expand without that, 100%. So that's kind of the message. And that is why I want this to just sink into your body a little bit, because it's going to help the healing of today too. A lot of our healing are lessons we co-created, just so you know. But also, I'm here to tell you, don't say, like a few times I told that to a group that I was doing group healing to, and a few people say, oh, I was so stupid, how could I? Like, no, be grateful too, because otherwise you wouldn't have gotten to this point, right? Everything is expansion, and the divine always has a gift behind everything. So I know it's like a dichotomy, but there's a combination of gratitude for what came in, and there's a combination of also insight and affirmation for what you can create moving forward. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. Okay, now we're gonna do an affirmation to integrate our wounded aspects, because a lot of what we're gonna heal has some wounded aspects in the past, and that also saves me a lot of time. Instead of trying to see where the trauma is, we're just gonna welcome those wounded aspects. The reason why I don't integrate seamlessly is because there's something in us that judges the density of those wounded aspects of us that come from this life. And I'm telling you guys, we also have wounded aspects from all our soul journey that can resonate with what's going on today. Some of them, they need true healing because there's been a trauma. And some of them we're pulling from our cellular memories to teach ourselves a lesson. Okay, we're just gonna welcome them all so that they can come seamless. Okay, and the affirmation is the following. For all of us, you don't need to repeat it, you need to just claim it, okay? To all my soul journey aspects, and my spiritual and consciousness constructs and projections, to all my soul journey aspects and my spiritual and consciousness constructs and projections that are resonating in my subtle body, in my auric field, and in this field that I'm here to heal today, in this field that I'm gonna heal today. Okay, to all my soul journey aspects and my spiritual and consciousness constructs and projections that are resonating in my subtle body, in my auric field, and in the field that I'm healing today, I say the following. I am sorry for what you went through, and I 100% love you, accept you how you are, and respect your power. I'm sorry for what you went through, and I 100% love you, accept you how you are, and respect your power. I will not turn my back on you this time. We've done it for so long. We've turned our backs on the shadow because we judged it, okay? I surrender anything that doesn't allow me to process 100% of what you bring in a fast, fun, and easy way. And I choose to process it all now. I surrender anything that doesn't allow me to process 100% of what you're bringing to resolve in a fast, fun, and easy way, and I process it all now. I ask you to 100% integrate now with the divine light within me. I ask you to 100% integrate now with the divine light within me. And if you are not ready, find a safe space in my heart where you will be protected, loved, respected, and never alone. Find a safe space in my heart where you're gonna be protected, loved, respected, and never alone until you're ready to integrate. Okay? I 100% store the positive learnings from this resonance, and I give it away to the universe to turn it into love and life. Okay? Now I come with the last affirmation, I promise, this is the last. This is to stay in present moment, okay? Believe me, this affirmation saves a lot of the work that I'm gonna do in a second, okay? Saves a lot because we're just surrendering. This is a quantum entanglement release decree, okay? I hereby call forth my divine multidimensional self I hereby call forth my divine multidimensional self to unify in divine love and pure heart coherence now. I hereby call for my divine multidimensional self to unify in divine love and pure heart coherence now. I choose to clear all distortion and unconscious realities from my field. I choose to clear all distortion and unconscious realities from my field so that I may restore order from within my sacred heart space. So that I may restore order from within my sacred heart space and allow the source God I am to be fully embodied within me. I decree this as the light I am now. So be it and so it is. Okay? Now we're gonna start the healing meditation. We're gonna close our eyes, okay?
Okay, I just need to say our meeting will shut off at 9:30.
Okay, so maybe, got it.
Okay.
That's okay. So I want you guys to close your eyes, okay? At 9:25, I think we'll be done. Close your eyes, and what I want you guys is to find where in your body is this healing resonating, okay? All right, find it in your body, right? Where is the energy resonating? And send a beam of light from your heart with a lot of love and compassion. Just send it in, okay? 1, 2, 3. And as you do that, I'm gonna start reconnecting all of you guys. Just stay there while I reconnect you, okay? I'm gonna connect for all of you guys in this field, and to get you out of reversal, entry points, cranial sutures, detox and immune switches, healing circuits, cranial sutures, cranial nerves, healing circuits, functional brain areas, spine, teeth, and the pulse points chart. Okay, and I'm gonna test. Something else needs to be connected. Yes, nothing here, here, nothing here, 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 here. Okay, I'm gonna start connecting atypical entry points. Entry points. Detox and immune switches. Okay, cranial sutures. Cranial nerves. Functional brain areas. Just stay there, okay? Thoracic spine, lumbar spine, your teeth. Okay, your pulse point chart. Hey Mary, I think Zoom can keep going on even after your scheduled time, or you're gonna press the end.
I just reserved it till 9:30, but so yeah, it probably will still keep going.
I think so, because I'm just trying to make sure we finish the non-physical stuff at least. Okay. Because it's your account, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, just stay there, sending love. Okay, unknown spokes, more than 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, more than 10, 20, 21, 2. I have 22 unknown spokes. If I test again, are there any unknown spokes more? More than 10, 11. Let's connect them. Any additional unknown spokes? Let's clear unknown spokes as a quarter, more than 10, 20, 1, 2. Any additional unknown spokes? No. We have more than 95% of the connections, 96, 97, 98, 99. Okay, we're all reconnected. Now, when I count to 3, I want you guys to pull out. You are not intending to heal yourselves. You're gonna surrender the healing to God and your higher self, and you can bring your guides, whoever else you have in your crew, but this is not the time for your ego to heal, okay? When I count to 3, We're just gonna surrender the healing. And we're gonna take deep breaths because that helps surrender the healing. And as you do that, I'm gonna run the trauma release code. 1, 2, 3. ELF, EBMF, EBIF, EOE, AC, and G. Okay. This is the most important part, okay? Just surrender this healing. I'm gonna start running the code. Yes, stay there, surrender. I'm gonna start testing how complete we are in this part, okay? We're more than 20% complete, more than 30, 40, 50, 60, 51, we're at 52%. Stay there, we're moving that energy. As you surrender, let me tell you something, another teaching that is gonna help you surrender even more. One of my biggest healing teachers told me in December, when I told him that a lot of my clients were so much in pain and they had so much baggage to carry from ancestors, from past lives, like everything got together in this life and they were in so much pain. And I asked him, isn't it an irony that those who came here to be light bearers have to carry so much weight? And he told me, they don't have to carry the whole weight. Just let them know that it's not their responsibility to heal themselves 100%. Doesn't matter what other healers say. You are not 100% responsible of your healing. The universe has its part too. It only wants you to be aware that you are part of it. Sometimes we believe we've been separated from the universe, and all what you need is to allow, to know that you are in balance. Despite what other people say, you are out of balance. No, you are in balance. You just need to see that, to believe that you are. And then the universe can take care of you, because it is also responsible to heal you. So I hope that helps surrender this more, okay? So we're more than 60%, 70, 80, 90, 1, 2. It's good, we're at 92%, okay? Stay there. I'm gonna start reversing all of you, okay? All ingestants, I want to be healthy more than 10, 11, 12. My main contactants, I want to be healthy more than 10, 20, 1, less than 22. Biological contactants more than 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, less than 24. My main inhalants more than 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 51, 2. Biological inhalants against 4 levels more than 10, 20, 30, 40, 1. My main injectants, I want to be healthy more than 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 51, 2. Biological injectants, I want to be healthy more than 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 51, 2, 3. All ingestants, more than 10, 11. All my main contactants, I want to be healthy is clear. Biological contactants is clear. My main inhalants is clear. Biological inhalants is clear. All injectants, I want to be healthy. I'm going to start clearing these toxins from your field, organs and tissues, cellular receptors, and your body fluids. I'm going to run the ingestion code. inhalant code. You stay surrendered there, okay? The bike code and the contactant code. And I'm gonna test for all the participants. All ingestants, I want to be healthy. All contactants, I want to be healthy. All inhalants, I want to be healthy. All injectants, I want to be healthy. So you're all on reverse now. Let's see what progress are we at. We're more than 90% completed, 95, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just 1% more. You need to break the resistance, just breathe a little deeper. Just surrender this. We're more than 98, more than 99.5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We just finished the non-physical part. I'm gonna start clearing curtains for you. Hopefully we don't lose the connection. But if we do, I'm gonna clear that for you anyway, so just so you know. Okay, page 1, conscious and unconscious deception, exclusion, intention to hide, intention to conceal, hide information from the healer as a curtain. And now, against curtains for all the participants, for all the avatar. Page 1, I want to be healthy is clear. Page 2, I want to be healthy is clear. Page 3, I want to be healthy is clear. Page 4 is not clear. Page 5 is clear. That's good. Let's go to page 4. Are there any frequencies allowing curtains to hide here? No. Row 1 is weak. Row 2 is clear. Row 3 is clear. Nothing here, 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 here. Nothing here, 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 here. Spirochetes. Okay. 100% of the curtains here. Yes. And here. Yes. Page 5. Page 5, I want to be healthy. Is that true? Page 6, more than 0, 1, 2, 1, 2. Page 6, I want to be healthy. We have more than 90% of the curtains, 95, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good. We have 100% of the physical and non-physical curtains, no and unknown. And I'm gonna start clearing you all, guys. Virus, hidden virus, I want to be healthy. More than 10, 20, 30, 31. I'm gonna clear all the list of everything in the cloud, all the list of super viruses for all of you, and then all the other viruses. Then I'm gonna test again, virus, hidden virus. I want to be healthy, more than 0, 1. Clear that. Virus, hidden virus, I want to be healthy. Okay, you can open your eyes because now we've finished the surrendering part. I'm just going and do the direct quantum energy healing. Bacteria, hidden bacteria, more than 10, 20, 30, 40, 1, 2, less than 43. Fungus, hidden fungus. Upper dura and lower dura, more than 10, 20, 30, 40, 1, 50, 60, 55, 6, less than 57, 56. Parasites, protozoa, more than 10, 20, 30, 40, 31, 2, 3. Okay, these are not infections, these are just frequencies, okay? There's more, yes, more than 0, 1, okay. Mycoplasma, more than 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 55, 6, 7, 8. Unknown pathogens, more than 10, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 71, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 79. Let's clear all these pathogens from your field, organs, glands, tissues, receptors, your body fluids. I'm gonna do 1 second pass. I have 100% of the viruses, of the bacteria, no, more than 0, more than 1, is that true? Funguses, yes. Parasite, protozoa, no, more than 5, no, more than 0, 1, more than 0, more than 1. Mycoplasma, more than 0. We have 100% of mycoplasma, yes. Unknown pathogens, yes. So let's clear the ones that were missing. 100% of the viruses, bacteria, fungus, parasite, protozoa, mycoplasma, unknown pathogens. We have more than 95% of the pathogens, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have all the pathogens. Let's go to the toxins. All ingestants, I want to be healthy, more than 10, 20, 30, 21, 2, 3, less than 24. Ingestants, I want to be healthy. My main contactants, more than 10, 21, less than 22. Biological contactants, I want to be healthy, more than 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 41, 2. Biological contactants, I want to be healthy. My main inhalants, I want to be healthy, more than 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 41, 2, 3, less than 44. My main inhalants, I want to be healthy. Biological inhalants, I want to be healthy, more than 10, 20, 30, 40, 1, 2. Biological inhalants, I want to be healthy. My main injectants, I want to be healthy, more than 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 51, 2, 3, less than 54. Many injectants, I want to be healthy. Biological injectants, I want to be healthy more than 10, 20, 30, 40, 31, 2, 3, 4, 5, less than 36. We're gonna clear all these toxins from your field, organs and tissues, receptors, your body fluids, and your brain gut. Testing again. All injectants, I want to be healthy more than 0, 1. All contactants, I want to be healthy. All inhalants, I want to be healthy. All injectants, I want to be healthy. Okay, just one ingestant, what's left. And if I test now, we have more than 90% of the physical field, 96, 7, 8, 9. We're done with the physical. We're gonna go for the non-physical. Is there any generational field resonating in this field? Yes. How many? More than 10, 21, less than 22. Do we need to know more about any of these? No, we're good. 100% generational fields. Miasms, how many? More than 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, less than 11. Is that true? Yes. Chords, clear, we're clear of chords. Courses, clear, we're clear of courses. Past life fields, no. More than 0, 1, just 1. Do we need to know more? Yes, no, we don't. Okay, let's clear all of that. For your field, organs and tissues, receptors, your body fluids, and your brain gut. Testing again, 100% generational fields, miasms, chords, courses. Past life fields, there's another miasm, more than 0, 1, 2. More than 0, 1, 2. Two more miasms. 100% generational fields, miasms, chords, courses, past life fields. Is there any anchoring trauma field? There is. How many? More than 0, 1, 2. More than 0, more than 1, more than 2. So there's 2 trauma fields that have not been surrendered through the meditation, but this is good because otherwise I'll be treating 20, okay? So for those 2 traumas, what I'm just gonna do is I'm gonna ask, again, are there somatized emotions? Yes. Do we have permission to test for age? Yes. Give me the earliest. Pre-birth is clear. Early childhood is weak, more than 0, 1, 2. This is a 2-year-old, yes. Is there someone else involved? Yes. Is this family? Yes. Is this mom? No, this is dad. So the first one is 2-year-old with dad, and then I'm gonna bring the second one. Give me the second one. Pre-birth is clear. Early childhood is weak, more than 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 years old. Is this mom? Yes. Is this dad? No. This is someone else? No. This is mom. 4 years old with mom. We don't need to know who's that. Someone, it might be even me, you know, we don't know. So we're just gonna treat that in group. If we collapse these trauma fields, we have 100% of the anchoring trauma fields, we do. So we don't need more. So now we're gonna go here and we're gonna test. Is there any somatized emotion? Yes, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, here, nothing here, here, here. There's blocked joy. Nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, 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 nothing here, here, here. Defensive. Nothing here, clear, nothing here, nothing here, 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 nothing here, here, panic. Is there any additional somatized emotion here? Nothing here, nothing here. So we have the somatized emotions. We have 100% of the intentions here, 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 here. 15, 16, 17, 18. Intention to self-punish. Okay, 100% of the intentions here, 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 here. Okay. Now we're gonna go for the beliefs. Okay, we have 100% of the beliefs here. Here, nothing here, 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 here. I must be perfect. Okay. We have 100% of the beliefs here. And here, no, nothing here, 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 here. I deserve this illness. Let's clear that. We have 100% of the beliefs here, and here, and here, and here, 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 here. Others must like me at all costs. 100% of the beliefs here, here, here. Nothing here, here, here. The world is not supportive. Okay, we have 100% of the beliefs about self, about others, and about the world, yes. About God, no. Something here, God is punishing me. Something here, yes. God is not safe. Something here, no. Something here, God doesn't care. Something here, no. Something here, yes. God will not forgive me. Something here, no. Something here, yes. There is no God, okay. That doesn't mean you believe that right now. Those are beliefs that went through the minds of that 2-year-old and 4-year-old, whatever they went through, okay? Just so you know. We're gonna clear those beliefs from your field, organs, tissues, receptors, body fluids, and brain gut. And then we're gonna test again. We have 100% of the open doors of spiritual attachments, attack of structural interference, not physical touch fields. We have more than 95% of the beliefs, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're about to finish. We just go for the vows and contracts. 100% of the vows here, here, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. To call the attention from someone else. 100% of the vows here, 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 here. Nothing here, here. To avoid the emotions of the moment at all costs. 100% of vows here, 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 here. Contracts here, 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 here. Nothing here, here, here. There's a contract to die. 100% of the contracts here, 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 and to stay in control at all costs. 100% of the contracts here, 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 here. Is there an unknown frequency? Yes, nothing more than 0, 1, 2. Let's clear all of those. And then I'm going to test. We have more than 90% of the non-physical field, 95, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 100% of the offline information for healing. Let's bring the seat of consciousness to all this field. That seat of consciousness, all pathogens, all toxins, ingestions of unhealthy contactants. Is there people's energy there? More than 0, 1. There's one people's energy. What is the open door? Nothing here, 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 here. I must be a savior for others. Okay, let's clear that too. 100% of the internal cooperation for healing. That seat of consciousness, all pathogens, clear. All toxins, clear. All physical curtains, clear. All non-physical curtains, clear. All spiritual attachments, attack, obstructions, interferences, non-physical attached fields, 100% free of any open doors to spiritual attachments, attack, obstructions, interferences, non-physical attached fields, 100% generational fields, of the past life fields, of the miasms or the courses, all beliefs, all vows, contracts. I have 100% of the non-physical field. I have 100% internal cooperation for healing, and 100% over any resistance to heal these. Yes. Should we put a filter? Yes. What's the strongest filter? More than 0, 1, 0.1, 2, 3. I'm going to put a 0.3% filter, and the best filter for each of you to heal gently. Okay. And I have not released this treatment yet to you, but here it goes. 1, 2, 3. I'm downloading that from the cloud, and it's gonna come into your body. I'm gonna run some codes for you really quickly. So here I go. Virus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bacteria 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ingestants 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Injectants. Inhalants. Contactants. And I want you to close your eyes because I'm going to run the trauma release now for the last time for the additional trauma that I've cleared. We're going to move that energy, putting autonomic balance. And now, let's move this energy. There you go. Okay. Now we created a lot of space in our bodies. So we're going to bring more light into that space because too much space can be also really confusing. And 1, 2, 3. Let's see more light coming through our crown chakra now to occupy all the space that we created. And that is it, guys. How are you doing? Any comments? How are you feeling?
Wow. I will say my headache is gone away. And I was having some little, what do you call it? The subtle releases, right? Like a yawn or I could feel them sort of moving within my body. Anybody else have any?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Susan, what was it like for you?
I had shivers, felt like a chill, and burping and yawning. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful.
Thumbs up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna share in the comments right now to all of you what is the Trump, but also I'm gonna put it in an email for Mary to share it with you. ELF, EB, MF, EB, IF, EOE, AC, 9G. This is a code that you only need to read once. And then if you write it down, if you have it on your phone or if you write it down in a card, you only need to rub it your finger or hover your finger above it as many times as needed as you move energy. This code is amazing to move emotional energy or to move sludge, to move detox from your body. So if you feel something came in for healing, because this is very powerful healing, something might come in, You just move that energy, okay? With this code, read it once and then just rub it, or hover your finger above it in your cell
Someone
phone.
could take a screenshot of that or a picture with their cell phone, and then they can rub their finger over it. Do they need to write it?
Whatever you want. I use it in my cell phone, and I do this, right?
Okay.
But other people write it in a card because they prefer to rub it with their nail.
Guys, it's
right?
in the chat. It's in the group chat. You can just take a snap of it.
Yeah. So just final words. I do, whoever needs help, I do 20-minute complimentary assessments, all right, to see how is it that I can help you, or sometimes it's just to diagnose whatever is going on with you, and you can go and take this information, which is very valuable, with anyone else if you want. So there's no commitment. I do group healings like this every other week. The next one is next Wednesday. And Mary, I don't know, I can share that information with you so you can share with the group too if they want to tune in, right? I do them on Zoom. And we also go to Facebook Live, all right? Every other Wednesday. So this Wednesday, there's no group healing because well, there is with you, but there's no the other one. That group runs on donation. It's typically $25, but I've been stressing everyone that as far as the COVID financial uncertainty is here, I'm not expecting that donation, okay? If you can, it's fine. If you don't, it's good. You can just energy exchange by a thank you, or by telling me how you feel, or by bringing someone else. There's many other ways to energy exchange. You don't need to spend the money unless you want to.
Okay, so that's your Facebook group. You have a healing every other Wednesday night by donation.
Yes.
Okay.
Every other Wednesday night. So I do that, and then I have my one-on-ones for people with chronic conditions, or also for people. I have two types of clients: chronic conditions clients, people in chaos, and people who want to manifest more things in life. What is resisting that in love, business, in projects, how to find your vision and things like that, because this works for everything. We can find what is it by asking through the muscle testing, getting into the body and building the field at the end of the day. All right. So.
Okay, that's fantastic. Well, thank you so much, and thank everybody for bearing with us with our Zoom thing. I see people from out of town that I'm excited that we're able to make it. You're getting lots of thank you and love in the chat.
And that pays it all, guys, just so you know. So that's the best energy exchange.
We'll send out an email with I mean, his contact, I think, was in the first email, but we'll send out, Juan is going to send us his cheat sheet. And so we'll have his contact information and the Facebook group there so that everybody can connect with him. And and
that'll be amazing. And add me.
Take his class. It sounds like.
And the class. We're starting the first cohort online training program to certify you like all the way to level 2 and make this a practice too. And it's for 3 groups: people who want to learn how to heal themselves, people who want to help heal others but haven't taken that first step, and people already in the healing arts, because this is a great platform to complement and to enhance your current practice. So it's open for all of you guys, and I'm gonna be sharing more information, but add me on Facebook, come to my page, and it will be great. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, thank you, and thank everybody, and be well.
Be well all.
End our meeting. Hold on, let me see if I can do an unmute of everybody, and maybe they can just say thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, there we go.
Thank you. It was wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank you so very much.
Can't
Thank
wait
you,
to
Lacey.
hear you again.
Thank you.
Wednesday.
Yeah, please come next Wednesday. It'll be amazing. Please come.
Okay. I'm going to end our meeting. We went over a bit of time, so I appreciate everybody's patience, but thank you for that incredible process. Very remarkable. Thank you very much, Juan Carlos.
Thank you so much. I hope to see you soon.
Gracias, Juan Carlos.
De nada. Blessings to all of you. Bendiciones. Okay?
Okay.
Bye-bye.